Thank you for choosing Skywalker Trampolines, and welcome to the 17 by 10 rectangle trampoline assembly video. Before assembling your trampoline, make sure you have all the parts listed in the manual. We advise having a friend help you assemble your new trampoline. Tighten all screws and bolts required for assembly with the provided screwdriver and wrench. If available, it might be helpful to use a Phillips screwdriver or cordless drill to tighten screws. First, register the product warranty for your trampoline at skywalkertrampolines.com. Place a straight tube, corner tube, and 2 sockets on the ground. Make sure the spring holes on the straight tube are facing the ground. Make sure the 2 holes on the straight tubes are facing out, and then connect the straight tube to the short end of the corner tube. Slide the sockets onto the end of the tubes, making sure the holes line up. Secure the sockets with bolts, spring lock washers, arc washers, and nuts. Go ahead and make another frame section. Place the straight tube, corner tube, and 2 sockets on the ground. Make sure the spring holes of the straight tube are facing the ground. Make sure the 2 holes on the straight tube are facing out, and then connect the straight tube to the short end of the corner tube. Slide the sockets onto the end of the tubes, making sure the holes line up. Secure the sockets with bolts, spring lock washers, arc washers, and nuts. Go ahead and make another frame section. Now insert 2 leg posts into the sockets. Secure them with bolts, washers, and nuts. Repeat this with all of the frame sections. Insert 1 male leg into 1 female leg and secure it with a bolt, washers, and a nut. Repeat this with all the male and female legs. Grab a leg section and insert one end into the leg posts of a corner frame section. Make sure the holes line up. Secure the leg sections with bolts, washers, and nuts. Repeat this with all of the leg sections. Have your friend help you flip the frame sections over. Place the curved tube with the bend facing out in between 2 corner frame sections on the short side of the frame, and then slide them together. Repeat this on the other short side of the frame. Now place a curved tube in between the frame sections with the bend facing out and slide the frame together. You now have a freestanding frame. The enclosure net will be pre-installed to the jump mat. Before continuing, make sure each V-ring of the jump mat is properly threaded through the corresponding hole on the enclosure net. Place the jump mat on the ground inside the frame. Make sure the jump mat lines up with the frame and the enclosure door is centered on a long side of the frame. Using the spring tool, hook the smaller end of a small spring into the corner square ring. Stretch the free end of the spring until it reaches the nearest frame hole. Place another spring into the same corner square ring and nearest frame hole. Attach 2 more small springs to all of the remaining corners. Next, attach 2 small springs to the 2 V-rings on each side of the corner. Do this with the other corners of the trampoline. You should have 24 springs attached now. Place 4 big springs in the middle of the curved tubes. Attach small springs to each side of the sockets on the long side of the frame. Now, working in a clockwise direction, attach the remaining springs. Lay the 2 frame pad pieces on the frame. Make sure to line up the pad with the frame so the slits sit over the sockets. Connect the frame pad pieces together with the Velcro. You can now attach the frame pad to the frame with the straps. Insert the provided straps into the loops on the bottom of the frame pad and tie them in bows. Attach the corner straps to the square rings on each corner. Insert the top 2 corner tubes with foam into 1 top tube with foam and secure together with self-tapping screws. Repeat this until you have 4 top tube sections. Take the top tube sections and insert them into the sleeves on top of the enclosure net. Make sure the curve of the arch is facing towards the outside of the trampoline. The upper tubes with foam have holes on both ends of the tube. Insert 2 upper tubes with foam into the corner tubes and secure with self-tapping screws. Now insert 2 lower tubes with foam into the bottom of the upper tubes with foam and secure with self-tapping screws. Now that you're a pro, repeat this with the other corners of the trampoline. Make sure the sleeves of the enclosure net are centered in the middle of the arches. Grab each side of the enclosure arch and lift the pulls. Insert the end of the straight tubes into the round holes of the sockets. Push the poles all the way down into the sockets. Finally, insert the end caps into the bottom of each socket. Congratulations on completing the assembly of your Skywalker trampoline. This may not have been the easiest thing you've ever done, but you did it, and we couldn't be more proud. For more information, please visit our website, skywalkertrampolines.com, or follow us on social media.